Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Shake Shack in Minecraft for all of your city building needs. Fun fact, I am hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. Let me know down in the comment section if, where and when you find me. The first person to get it right will have their comment pinned. In this tutorial, not only will I show you how to make the entire outside of the build, but I have also designed the inside as well. This is the amount of space required to make the build, a 19 block wide by 23 block long area as represented by this very handy grid on the screen. To find the starting position, begin at the front left hand corner of the build, count backwards, find the 6th block, and 1 block to the right is where we will begin. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing 4 smooth quartz blocks on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then extend to the right by 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then extend down to the ground. Then extend the 16th block backwards by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we will both extend down to the ground, but just for later we want to extend up by a further 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll come back to this. Grab your grey concrete and place a row of 5 grey concrete in this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then extend across the back of the build by 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Extend towards the front of the build by 2. 1, 2. Delete a block in the ground. Replace it with smooth stone, stick an oak door on top, place a grey concrete here in this position, and then a smooth quartz block here in this position. We then want to extend the smooth quartz block up by 3, 1, 2, 3, and we can extend it forwards like this to join back to where we first started, but we also want to extend up by a further 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason for this is that we can now just extend forwards and down to this corner, and we can extend across and down to this corner, and we can extend this way and join to this corner. So we're just making the frame of the build. And as a matter of fact, in addition to this, we can extend our grey concrete up to reach the height of the smooth quartz, and we can extend it backwards and across, and we can join down to the corner positions in a similar way as we did with the smooth quartz to make the outline of the build. On the back of the build, there isn't much detail. There's just a small window right here. We place a grey concrete, 2 black stained glass pane to the right, extend up by 1 row like this, and that's pretty much all there is to it. As a matter of fact, whilst we're here, why don't we fill the entire grey concrete portion of the build in with grey concrete? So that means the back, of course, but this also includes the 2 sides here. And here. On the sides of the build, we have some windows, but first we must make the frame by placing a row of smooth quartz here, and here, and then we can just fill this entire top portion in with smooth quartz. We can then move inside of the build. We can add another layer of smooth quartz just along the inside of the frame. We can place a polished black stone wall here, leave a gap of 2, 1, 2, another wall, leave a gap of 2, another wall. We can extend the walls up like this, and then we can place glass in between them. I've trapped myself outside, or rather inside, but from the outside we get this, which looks quite nice. We want to do the exact same thing on the opposite side, so all the way over here, we will add a row of smooth quartz, there and there. We will then fill the top portion in with smooth quartz. Then we will just dip inside, add another row of smooth quartz for the frame. Wall here, gap of 2, here, gap of 2, here, which we extend up to the top of the frame. We add glass along the inside of these rows, and this time I won't trap myself inside. And that will give us this. Next, we will move around to the front of the build and fill the upper portion of the building in using smooth quartz. Just like so. Next, we are going to add an additional row of smooth quartz block here and here. And then, starting on this right side, we will place a polished black stone wall, leave a gap of 2, wall, gap of 2, wall, gap of 2, wall, gap of 2. And you will find that these all get placed evenly spaced apart. We can extend them up like this. And then on the inside the build, we can just add an additional row of smooth quartz like so. This left side is where the entrance is. I'm placing a row of black stained glass pane and an iron bar here to signify a pull door. A glass door with a door handle on it is probably how I should describe it other than a pull door, but I think that you guys know what I'm talking about. Next, we will place a row of 3. 1, 2, 3 grey concrete extending out from in front of the build, from just above the windows, and we will extend all the way across to the opposite side, and we will stop here. So we will create an overhang that is this shape. Next, we have to carve out the amount of space for the outdoor dining area, which is quite easy. So we start from this position and place 1, 2, 3 black stained glass, polished black stone wall. Then we extend over to the left with the glass, line up with the entrance, wall, move over to here, wall, black stained glass pane, extending backwards just like this, and that's perfect. Next, we are going to do something that we probably should have started with, which is removing all of the grass/grid from outside of the build. I'm also including just underneath the windows in with this as well. And we are replacing all of that with smooth stone. That also includes underneath the windows, unless you would like a contrast material. My suggestion would be either black or grey concrete. But the reason that I don't really like it is because we have wall blocks for the window frames, which means that the colour that we put underneath them that doesn't match the outer floor colour will, or the inner floor colour actually, it will just look a little weird. I'll show you an example in a second, but I'm sure that you guys have tested this yourself before, and maybe you like it, but I kind of don't. So, for instance, this all looks nice and clean and uniform. However, if we remove this and place a different block underneath, it doesn't look terrible, but I don't like this. It's just not it for me. Underneath this overhang we have a bunch of seating. To make the seating, we place a polished blackstone stair here, gap, stair, scaffolding in front, stair on the opposite side, leave a gap of 2, 1, 2, and then we want to have another set of seating. So we will do this. That's perfect. We will then place 1, 2, tough wall here, 1, 2, tough wall here, polished tough wall to be exact, and then we will apply string around the upper tough wall, which can be a little bit tricky for me, and then green carpet on top. That is the accent colour we are using in amongst the modern colour palette. A little bit of green just to give a bit of a pop of colour. We'll do this on the inside as well, a little bit. Perfect. This leads us around to the back of the build where I'm just going to add a bin. This is 2 green terracotta, spruce trapdoors on top, dried kelp block, 2 green candles, and a flower pot. Kind of a classic bin design by me. Next, we have to make a bunch of banners. The first one is the actual logo. So, black banner in a loom with some lime dye, and we apply the chief, fess, and base pattern. Put black dye in there, apply the bourgeois pattern. Then, apply the bourgeois indented pattern, and that is the logo banner. Next, we are going to write out Shake Shack in letters. So, crack open the loom again, white banner in there with black dye. The first letter we must make is S. This is the chief pattern, followed by base, and then bent. Next is H. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, and fess. Next is A. Pale dexter, pale sinister, chief, and then fess. Next is K. This is pale dexter, bend, and bend sinister. Next is E. This is pale dexter, chief, fess, and base. Next would be S again, then H, then A, but now we need to make C. So chief, base, and pale dexter. And then we would need K, but we actually have all of the banners that we need. So the banners are placed like this. We leave a gap of 2, 1, 2. Place the logo banner in this position. Gap of 1, S, H, A, K, E, space, S, H, A, C, K. And then that way, Shake Shack is positioned perfectly in the middle of this space. Next, we are going to remove all of the grass from inside of the build. Then we will replace all of it with smooth stone. If you would like a different colour block, I did see that in some Shake Shacks they use a oaky, woodeny looking floor, but it just wasn't working for me. Smooth stone just works really nicely, I think, with this type of build that has like indoor and outdoor seating and just lots of windows. It kind of just flows seamlessly between inside and outside, and I like it. Next, we will apply a layer of white concrete to the very top of the building, filling in all of this empty space. Then, finally, we will apply a layer of polished black stone slab that sits along the top of the build and extends one row off of the front of the top of the build. And equally, one row off of the back of the build as well. With the entire outside of the build complete, we can now head inside and work on the interior. Starting with actually adding some walls inside of this place. So, to begin, we'll place a grey concrete right here, and then extend it to the right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gap, grey concrete. Place a smooth quartz block here, extend right to, oak door, smooth quartz. So, we will extend the grey concrete back like this. We will extend it up. We have to create an area with the smooth quartz as well. So we have to extend the smooth quartz above and around the door, one row above, to equal the height of the window frame here. We can then extend all the way across to the left, and this boxes this entire area in, and that gives us a nice benchmark for us to extend the smooth quartz further beyond. And then we can fill above these windows in with smooth quartz as well. So we're looking to smooth out the walls wherever we can. That's great, that's made this a lot more uniform. We can then add some grey concrete here. And I think that we'll add a roof line in here, or ceiling line, I should say. So this is just going to be one row above the actual smooth quartz, just this way. And we'll do a similar thing, so inside of here, we'll probably add the same ceiling height inside of the toilet area as well. This actually works out rather nicely with the window. Add some more grey concrete here, some more smooth quartz, and that's perfect. Or you could just let it go all the way up to the top, but I do like the varying heights in ceiling myself. Next, I kind of want to make this entire dining area. So we'll start off in this corner and extend inwards diagonally 1, 2, where we will place a grey concrete, extend this way 2, and then place 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white concrete here, grey concrete on the end, extend this way, and this way. Then dark prismarine stair here, here, and here, 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 and here, and then warped signs in between them. Some oak slabs on top of the grey concrete, flower pots on top of the white concrete, ferns inside of the plant pots. Then in front of the stairs, we will place warped fence with oak pressure plates on top. On this side, we will place a cauldron here with an oak trapdoor on top, smooth stone slab here with an item frame on top of it. We also have a small seating area here as well, so we want to place a warped fence here, oak pressure plate on top, then dark prismarine stairs either side. There's actually room for another table or so if you did want to, but I actually kind of just like the one right here. Which leads us onto the ceiling. First of all, we have to add strips of oak slab every other block. So extending from the front of the build to the back of the build like this. Then we can add some polished black stone wall. We want to leave basically just an entire gap of one, so kind of starting right here, and we want to find the middle of the build, which is here, and place a row of polished black stone wall that kind of divides the area up. And then from here we can count 3 rows to the right, 1, 2, 3, then place polished black stone wall doing the same, and then 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3, and then polished black stone wall front to back, just like this. And then we will place polished black stone wall in between these, kind of making a grid. And the polished black stone wall just leaves a gap of 1, basically, just from the front and the back of the build. And this gives us a really interesting modern ceiling. And we can just place a glow item frame here, and here, and here, and here. Nope. And here, and here. And there we go. Next, we will place a polished blackstone stair here, with a polished blackstone pressure plate next to it. Item frame here, flower pot here, lantern here. Then we will place a row of black concrete across the top here with just a bunch of different paintings. Let's see, we'll start from this side. So we want the ones that could more conceivably look like food items or kind of like a screen on standby. So I think that we have just about achieved this effect. So something like this looks quite nice, in my opinion. And I've only just thought about this now, but a little bit of green carpet just in front of this would actually look nice too. And a sign here that simply says collection, so that is a hanging pale oak sign, or pale oak hanging sign. And right here I just want a painting on the wall. That is the one that I would like. And then that leads us into the kitchen area. So back here we will place a row of 4 green terracotta from floor to ceiling, and that will be 2 rows thick. Extend the bottom and the top. Brewing stand here, flower pot here, lever here, stone button here, a couple of item frames here. 2 smooth quartz block here with iron trapdoors here. Smooth quartz block across the top. Furnace here, smooth quartz block here. Item frames on these smooth quartz blocks and these trapdoors. Then we will place a stone stair here, cake here, a couple of blocks of iron, stone buttons here. On this wall I actually want the white 1x2 painting. That's the one. And we can place some horn coral fans here, roast chicken here. You can fill these item frames up with whatever sort of potions you like. If you want, you can add some more like advertisement along the top here to make it nice and colourful if you would like to do so. And then that leads us all the way to the bathroom. In here, we will place a cauldron, smooth quartz block, cauldron, smooth quartz block, cauldron. with spruce trapdoors on top of the cauldrons, another smooth quartz block on top of the smooth quartz, extend them forwards, smooth quartz slabs on top, and then just outfit each one of the stalls with doors. Add a row of smooth quartz block across this wall with item frame here, here, flower pot here, lever here and here. Now we just have to make some banners, or a banner actually, which we will reuse. So light blue banner, white dye, apply a gradient effect, a bend effect, put black dye in there, apply the board jaw pattern, apply it just above the levers, and that is it. I'm also wondering if we should add a small table here on this side of the build, because we actually have enough room for it, and I think it kind of makes sense to have one. And with that final detail added, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our Shake Shack into our city. Shake Shack strikes me as a rather modern looking build, and as such we need to add it into the modern suburbs, the only place a modern build belongs in Mini City. So I'm thinking that for now, at the very least, we place it right about here. Not bad. You may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labelled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Mini City. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.